very good evening I wish to my respected lecturer and my fellow friends. So everyone, tonight I would like to talk about one kind of phobia that I believe not many of you have heard about the name. So what is it? So it is a coulrophobia. Coulrophobia, which means the fear of clowns. Okay. So, first of all, clowns are supposedly figures humor and long associated with children's parties, but for some people it represents far more sinister. But why do they go from fun to frightening for some individuals, and what do we know about the phobia? So, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to my first point. Okay, I will put down the picture, okay? So, moving on to my first point, what is coulrophobia? Coulrophobia is a persistent fear of a clown, which means an individual may feel shaken or traumatized just by the thought of them. Currently, the term is not listed in World Health Organization or in American Psychiatric Association's categorization as disorder, but it is very real for those who are suffering from it. Then, in more recent times, the portrayal of evil clowns in the media has been a big contributor for infilling the phobia of many people's mind. Okay. For those who are unaffected with a phobia of clowns, actually those who are clown themselves can those who are clown themselves can coming to understand that coulrophobia can be rather difficult. After all, clowns are largely associated with children's and circuses, and they are intended to make people laugh and bring out happiness. So what just so scary about that? Okay, phobia actually it is not entirely rational or never has been or never. Phobias are almost an unnecessary fear of something, which means it can affect to the point that it can affect a person's ability to function in the in the presence of whatever it is they fear. So, these psychologists in the field believe that behind every phobia there are at least some base of reason. No matter how small it is. So with coulrophobia, there are some common reasons why psychologists believe that why people are scared from clowns. Firstly, it is clown makeup and clothing makes them unrecognizable as human. Secondly, clown makeup often limits the amount of expression that they can display, or even worse, over exaggerates them, as you can see in the picture. practical settings, clowns are more associated with mischievous actions. For some work, for certain work aura, for example, aforementioned Stephen King novel, have associated clowns with the evil doings. And also, most people have choose to dress up like evil clowns during Halloween and costume events, which helping to contribute to fears of others. Okay, so why people are afraid of the clowns? This private psychologist Dr. Melanie Phelps spoke about why this phenomenon exists. She explains that as a children, we are familiar with the experiences, with the appearance of our caregivers and family members, and we see them as having a safe and friendly human face. So Dr. Felony said that clowns have unnatural, large, exaggerated, and also distorted features that doesn't match the safe and friendly human face pattern that we have created in our mind. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. So we all know that clowns have faces that brightly colored with stark contrast. For example, with a wide range of red lips, and also against of the white background with an exaggerated smile, and also expression that are fixed and do not change in any reaction. So this will trigger an unsafe and does not match alert in our primal brains, which indicates that these faces are actually unknown, not recognized, possibly a trick, possibly unsafe. So it will make the people who are suffering from chorophobia cannot read the facial expression correctly, and also it doesn't match the actions or words. So this inability to interact with the clown means that we feel potentially under the threat and fearful, panicky, and also threatened. So in a conclusion, if you or your loved ones are having chorophobia, or maybe you think that it is the culprit behind certain issues, don't be afraid to seek out the help of a therapist, because they will help you better understand the problem and will discuss treatment options for you to find what is likely to work best. Because for your information, if a phobia sufferer doesn't come into contact with the source of their problem very often, it may not affect their life, although in some cases, even thinking about dating in fear can give a person anticipatory anxiety. But if a phobia becomes very severe, the person suffering may organize their life around avoiding the aspect that is causing distress. So that is all from me. Thank you for letting me.